I've been inspired to now. So we're going to go on live. It's going to post this to devotees. They want to join. Okay. And post it on Facebook as well. So I'm posting it on my Review Muna Devi Dasi. There you go. And finally, we will post it on Facebook on here because it's really strange how I can't see myself. Okay, anyway. We'll just do it the way we know. Okay. So I'll just find myself on Facebook. And then I will share it to... I'm going to share it to 18. Don't anybody click. We will stop that nonsense. Okay, so do it again. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hello and Hare Krishna. So I'm just going to send it to people who are not in the 18 group. Okay, that's a nice picture. Okay. Doing Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Kada, Shivas. I'm not going to send it to some people because I know they're sleeping. Shivas. Hare Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ouch. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Just invite it to some devotees that have asked me to invite them. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oops. Welcome. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Please make yourself known so I can welcome you into the Sangha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama dear. So as always, just to share, hey Tarun, Hare Krishna to you. Just to share with you, I was talking to a devotee today, and they were talking about my what's up on my face? They were talking about my ecstasy. Well, they were saying that it sounds like my ecstasy is contrived. They were saying that it's I induce it myself. Well, in a way, he's right, but I don't induce it. The Lord brings it upon me, and then I can show it. He brings that. His feelings are so intense that you feel those feelings. They emanate to you as well. His frequency, God frequency, emanates to you as well. And you feel that, and it overflows with laughter, and now tears, laughter and yawning and tears, other symptoms as well, that are growing more and more and more, whatever are individual for all of us. I hear people say to me, they're kind of saying you're making it up. And the thing is, I understand why they say that. However, I don't know. I knew there was something in it. And hey, Gregory, unless we experience it, unless we experience the symptoms of the Lord, of being touched by God himself, then we won't understand. And the false ego, that part of us, people don't like to say the false ego because they feel like it confuses the self, the real self. But there is the real self. Of course, there's a real self, but it's hidden. It's hidden and covered over by the illusion, by the strength of the illusion that we give that illusion the strength, because we give it attention. We play with it still. We still have some kind of workings that we want to fulfill with it, and it's okay. It's okay, as we hear. Ashla Gorari, that makes this space. I'll read it in a minute. There, Tarun, as Shila Gorari, that makes this space. As we choose to want to be in that space of clearing away anything that's a block for us, and it's different for all of us. It's different for all of us. So as they cleared away, our frequency is like, what's the word? It's like certain connections, and we have connections with the illusion. They're broken, they're extinguished, they're burnt, they're taken away. So the frequency of God, that the living electricity of God, that is our food, can get through quicker. So more of the illusion is taken away. Those connections are broken. Those connections are blocks, because we build. They're like new nephrons in the brain, aren't they? Where we build them. But now we're building the ultimate nephron with the Lord. So we're removing all connections to be able to bring in the frequency clearly, making a channel clearly that's connection free, dust free, and that can receive the fullness of the Lord. And that happens more and more as we listen. Tarun is saying to me, don't expect the Frankenstein frequency, only God frequency. Absolutely. I think, what you're saying, the Frankenstein frequency, that kind of crazy kind of frequency, appears in some devotees, as they're changing, as connections are breaking, as the frequency of God is coming through, and as we are connecting with that through all other connections simultaneously, through all other connections of the illusion, the ultimate one. I don't know why this keeps happening. I'll just wait till it goes. There's something going off today. It does this sometimes. When you're trying to find a radio station and you don't get the right, you don't have the right frequency, it won't play the channel, the radio station, that station. Clearly in this, we have so much static with a lot of noise of other connections and other frequencies. We need to rise above that, transcend above that, to be connected with the God frequency, which is the which is that only frequency that lifts us out of the illusion all the time. Sometimes because we're in this illusion, we fall back in, and we can fall back into the mind. We're used to being in the mind. We're used to working from the mind, even if it helps us or not, even if it's our friend or enemy, because it is both. It's usually our enemy, but it becomes our friend, and we start to trust it. And when it's our enemy, we fall for it every time, whilst under the shelter of our ultimate connection, our ultimate relationship, our ultimate priority, our living force before anything else, is our connection with God. And we need to clear the channel so we have clear communion and union with the Lord, not merging into the Lord, being able to have a more of a relationship with him, which becomes more and more intimate, and it will go on. And this is what is happening. One has just been able to touch a deeper relationship with the Lord recently and transcend over illusionary connections that I've made and seem to live by. Those connections have become conditioning, and we naturally do it. We automatically do it. Now one is in automatic gear. I'm in the automatic gear now of this Ferrari, not so much of jalopy, because one is rising into spirit and truth, which is eternal. This body is temporary, and I'm here to learn to be able to use it to learn about the Lord, to learn about my connection with the Lord, to learn about why I'm here, to learn about what is my purpose, what is my meaning, and you know what those two things are? It's when we have a relationship with the Lord, when we hear the Lord, when we hear that frequency. Remember when you hear a radio station and you hear a song or something, it uplifts you and it changes you. It can make you cry as well, which actually purifies you to an extent of your material things. It makes you feel great. This is the God frequency. This is the God station that is here to make the Lord feel great. Not us, the Lord. We work for him after all. And he makes us feel great. We make him feel great. He makes us feel great. It's a two-way relationship like that. And it gets deeper and deeper and more intimate with him. Tarun is saying, no merging, just smurfing the frequency. Is that smurfing or surfing? Is it surfing or smurfing? Yeah, no merging, because, if we merge, merging with the Lord, there's no relationship. No relationship. We have ourselves, we have the Lord, and we have that mutual, and it is a mutual relationship with the Lord. It's not one way, which a lot of religions say. I've seen that in Sikhism a lot. It seems to be one way. It gives so much. It gives something, but so much. Tarun is saying to me, unless you see its true nature as an illusion. Yeah. And as we listen and listen, and I know I keep saying Hare Krishna to you, Fanny, you're still awake. I'm glad to know you're feeling a lot better. As we listen, that space is created for us, where we see that where you're at, you're in illusion. I'm not speaking of you right now, Tarun. Where you're at, you seem to be coming out of illusion, but you fall back in it. I do still myself. But one can come out of it easy because my space within, which is my temple where the Lord is residing, is strong, is solid. And I can fall on that foundation of absolute truth and keep walking with the Lord, depending, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what's going off. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And the Lord makes, he shows us, he gives us true justice, real justice that is beneficial for them and for yourself, or yourself and for them. So it's always win-win for all of us. He shows us the true nature of, because we're starting to see through his eyes. So we're seeing it deeper, bigger. We're zooming out more, so we're seeing it bigger. We're starting to hear the wax has been cleared out. We're starting to hear deeply with his ears. We're picking things, we're always going to the heart instead of the compartmentalize. Is that the right way? Can't get my word out. Compartmentalize. Just compartments in the brain. Many, many compartments that do not talk to each other, connect with each other. They're like dungeons all over the brain that we can fall into because we have so much knowledge, so much speculative knowledge and incomplete knowledge, inconclusive knowledge, always lesser knowledge and always ascending knowledge from this earth, not from the spiritual world, from the spiritual potency. That mercy is brought upon us as we sit at the feet of the Lord. The mercy is rained upon us, and naturally that space is made where the Lord can grow and we can see through his eyes. We are bound to him. We can hear through his ears. We speak his words. We are conditioned to be with him, in union with him every day. Because when we're not in union with him, we're wondering why we're not. And then we're back in union with him. Tarun is saying, you're not the body, but you're surely the mind's restless thoughts. We're not the mind's restless thoughts, because that is also part of the illusionary energy. Because those restless thoughts have been made because of us playing with the illusion. Playing with the illusion has made those restless thoughts, has made us anxious, has made us stressful, has made us scared, has made us frightened, has made us unstable, has made us inconclusive, because we are not holding on to anything. Because when we are in the illusion, we think we're God, because we do everything ourselves. And when we do everything ourselves, we have no shelter of the Lord. And we are open, because we're so small, we are open to the workings of Maya Devi, who will throw us about everywhere, like a ship on a stormy night, in a storm on the sea, that's just thrown about everywhere and hitting everything. And it can be fatal, but it doesn't have to be. Here are storms as we hold on to the Lord, because we're not here alone. We are here with the Lord himself, and we are sheltered under his eternal umbrella. And we can get through those storms. We hit many storms. And the idea is to get out of the mind. It is restless. It is debilitating. The mind will paralyze you. And it all depends on how much we've been playing with the illusion. And playing with the illusion, there's a comeback. That energy will come back to us, because we have to take responsibility. We're here to take responsibility for our actions. And as we take responsibility, we grow. But we can only do that in relationship and in communion with God. On our own, we can't do that. We will bury our heads. We will hide our responsibilities under the carpet, just like children do. The parents take responsibility for everything that the children are doing. Don't know what it's like now. We'll take responsibility for what they do as they grow. Our eternal parent is taking responsibility for our actions, but really, he's helping us to realize and take responsibility for our actions by holding us on the platform of truth, where there's no holes. It's clean, it's pure. We can walk with the Lord. And if we hit anything, or if we are blocked by anything, we will see through the Lord's eyes. He will show us. He may move it out the way, so he'll give us the intelligence to go, I think I'll walk around that. I don't think I'll play with that. It's on my path, but I'm not going to play with that. I'm going to walk around it. It's just going to take my time. It's going to take me into the illusion. However, if it really does, then dive deeply into it and don't stay on the superficial level of life, and learn the message that the Lord is showing you, because you've probably been through that experience many times in a different way with different people. It's a different kind of experience, but you're meant to learn the same thing. so we can learn to truly let it go. Realize, rest and realize and let it go. Realize its actions. Realize how it binds us to the illusion. Realize it wastes our time. Realize all of these things, and we can do this more clearly as, that space is built of patience to really allow things to play out. I'll say this to myself, actually, so we can see that there's a story that's been played, and it's only been played for me to learn a lesson. So I have patience to wait until the end of the story, and I can take on board what the Lord is telling me. I can take on the Lord's frequency and learn through him. After all, he's everywhere and he's everything. After all, he can see everything, and he's in everybody's hearts. And when he's alive in yours, deeply alive in yours, more and more, he's alive in others as you meet them. This has been my experience recently. But he's alive as you meet others. He's waking up devotees as you walk. But they need to come to the feet of Srila Guru Haridas in order for that potency to grow, so they can individually take responsibility and not always have to be with their parent. But right now, Maharaj is saying, just stay. Grow with God. Grow up with his abilities. Receive the potency and frequency of the Lord's opulences. And there's not just 7, it goes on and on. Tarun is saying negate one in the parampara while embracing those you like is very conclusive. Negate means ignore, doesn't it? Because somebody who's really truly in the parampara and has proved themselves again and again, as Maharaj and other devotees are in the parampara. I'm in the parampara. Once we see through the Lord's eyes, once he is growing inside, as we keep listening to Maharaj, the Lord is there. So the only thing we live is conclusiveness, full conclusiveness. Because when the Lord's there, and the Lord is fully conclusive. It's only our coverings that may be inconclusive at that time, but quickly we learn to be conclusive. The Lord is conclusive, and as he grows and grows and grows, you look at when you watch Lalita's classes, they're fully conclusive. The Lord is full within her, and she's extremely conclusive. So, and that is coming from the parampara. Srila Guru Haridas is a living wire of the parampara. He was ordered by Srila Prabhupada, who was the previous acharya. So it's just the parampara straight from the Lord through all the previous acharyas, spiritual masters, Vaishnavas, coming to Prabhupada, coming to Srila Guru Haridas, and now not just one, because this is the finishing time. Now it is for all who listen, will receive the potency of God as they simply listen. Remember story time at school. Story time, just listening and listening and listening and listening. That vibration. We used to fall asleep when we were children because of that vibration of hearing these stories. But they are temporary stories. They may have the Lord in them. I don't know. I cannot remember. However, actually they do. This is story time again. Coming to Srila Guru Haridas is story, and the devotees, it's story time again. And as we clear the channel, of other connections and they're usually connections to the material world, connections that we cannot get rid of, connections that we know we need to let go of, and it's difficult. There's something that we need to learn through those connections, why we need to get before we can get rid of them. And as we surrender, the Lord will do it for us. And if he doesn't do it that way, he will hold us. He will hold us until we take responsibility, because it's growth. Taking responsibility brings about growth. It brings about closer relationship to the Lord, a deeper understanding. It brings about more and more enlightenment about living. Because of living here in this illusion, we are enlightened. Usually the light is off because it's Kali Yuga. You know, it might be really sunny and the sky is blue, but it's still dark. Remember, we cannot see people's material emotions hanging around inside. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. It's a vibration. It's an energy that's still hanging about inside. For us to realize something and let go. And once we realize these things, they will go quicker and quicker and quicker. And this has been my path now for 5 years. And it's very simple to speak about because of going through it, not just for myself, but for others as well, to be able to share with others. And it is actually, this is real, you know, this is real training, God counseling. This is because this is the real counsel. The Lord is the real counselor. He is the counselor, and his devotees are the counsel, where absolute truth comes, where conclusive truth comes, that vibration to help us live our lives with him. Without him, it's another story. And we've been living that story life after life after life after life. We've been living that story without him. We learn so little in each life. No wonder it takes lifetimes for the devotees in Vaidhi. They don't learn hardly anything. And it takes so many lifetimes. They learn. It might take them a whole lifetime to let one thing go. You know, it might take them a whole lifetime to actually receive one thing, you know, and then that's going to take how many lifetimes with the things that they possess and they need to receive and they need to let go of. So many lifetimes. Here, you know, all we do is come to Srila Guru Haridas. And I keep saying this again and again. And Maharaj kept saying this to me again and again. Just keep listening. Sometimes it was a bit annoying for the false ego. Keep listening. And it's like this again. That's all Maharaj could say. Keep listening. Keep listening. Keep listening. The power of his words, as I was purifying, got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I received that empowerment within, and one is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, more stable, more stable, more stable, more intimate with the Lord, living a different world, living a higher frequency, which is a different world. It's the God frequency. It's living on that platform whilst we are still here on the earth. It's a platform without form. It's eternal. This is temporary. And we will see this. We will be shown this. All those things that we need when we meet people, different types of people. The Lord is there with us. We're able to adapt to them and bring about amazing relationships. And whatever happens in relationships, if you feel hurt, if you feel frustrated, if you feel angry, or if you project or anything, thank you very much. Tells me where I am. I can't think I'm this huge person, this big person, just because I have a little relationship with the Lord. No, I have a way to go. I have things lurking in the background that are triggered by others. Remember, they didn't put my triggers they didn't put my triggers in me. They've triggered it to the surface, but they didn't put my trigger in me. Hare Krishna to you, Thomas Naylor. Hare Krishna. I haven't seen you for a while. Sorry, I haven't been in touch. But I will be. But it's nice that you're here and you remember me. Taruni says, spinning words to meet your own conception is fully conclusive. I don't know, Tarun, I know that you're on some kind of vibration as well. So I don't know if you're saying that to me, that I'm spinning words. But I'm not, because the words are coming from my heart. and I can feel them uplifting me, and spinning words coming from Krishna, from the heart, to meet his conception, because there's only one conception, and that's absolute truth beyond all others. So yes, spinning words to meet Krishna's absolute conception is conclusive. Spinning words for anything material here is not. And this is the thing. When we come from the heart all the time, more and more, we realize those who are spinning words, we realize these people are just using all of these words for their conception. You can see it, because when you have the Lord alive in your heart, when you have that frequency, when you are living with the Lord and you are building this relationship with him, and you are surrendering at the same time, you realize that which is not absolute to that which is absolute, to that which people are using conceptions and words for their inconclusiveness, for their temporary ideas and temporary knowledge that will keep you bound to this this illusionary frequency. That's it, really. That's cool. Okay, Thomas, I hope you're okay. Are you still with have you still got, is it the birds that you had inside? I can't remember now. I think it was, actually. So yes, we just the mind will confuse us again. When we're situated back in the mind, it will confuse us. When we're in the heart, it takes us to another place, another world, a whole new world, where you can be yourself, where you can be who you are, where you can receive the Lord, because you're not tied in the mind. We're lost in the mind. It's a maze. In the mind, we hit walls. In the mind, we get slapped and kicked down. In the mind, it's like we get trapped in dungeons in the mind, and we can't get out. We get trapped in a conditioning that is rooted in the mind, that we still give power to, but it takes us deeper into the dungeon and locks us there. It locks us there, where with Krishna in absolute truth, it's actually, Tarun, coming out of the mind. Karuna said to me a few weeks ago, says, you're out of your mind. That's where we want to be. We want to be out of our mind, our individual minds, because our individual minds want to be God. We need to be in God's mind. Can you understand how huge the Lord's mind is? In fact, it's no end and no beginning. It just goes on and on and on. We jump into the Lord's mind. Get out of this dangerous mind where there's just dungeon after dungeon. It's just a maze. We can't get out. Wherever we think from the mind, whatever we choose to from our mind without the Lord, it is going to lock us into that dungeon. You're going to be locked in the dungeon in the mind for ages, meaning you're going to carry on using this conditioning and keep you fighting for it and believing in it, because it's so rooted in your mind, and that's where you're living. That's where you're giving attention, because after all, we have been taught to live in the mind with the education that they give us. They give us education to live in the mind. The Lord resides in the heart with all of us. No, I was hounded down. What do you mean? Did somebody say you had to get rid of them? I bet that was the case. You let me know what that means there, Thomas. Srila Gaura Haridas makes the space for us to live a different way of life, in a different way, because we're living it with God, walking with God, just experiencing life with God. We're not used to it. We haven't done it for such a long time. Here we gradually learn, because we gradually learn to live with the Lord. Like we would have done when we were young children, we naturally grow, we naturally learn things, we learn them fast as well. We have the support, shelter and care of our parents to be able to do that. It's not so like that, because our homes are full of abuse. So we all need to go to our real eternal parents and receive that support and shelter again, so we can build that space again where we can receive. where we can constantly grow, constantly learn about God and constantly learn about ourselves. Be in that world where we are living a new life all the time. Different things are happening and occurring all the time. They might seem the same, but as you go deeper into them, the depth of a deeper learning, more deeper realizations, juicier realizations, that profound realizations that paralyze you, because you're like, oh my God, that's just so profound. Profound meaning and inspiring things, meaning you have the space, because you've been listening, to receive that inspiration and carry it forth, to receive, to feel that profound energy of the words of God, that frequency, and accepting that and taking it in, taking it deep down, allowing the Lord to relish that, and we relish it at the same time. Everyone, maybe you, yeah, everyone. Hopefully I will see you soon, and you should let me know. You have my number. Next time you're going to Vernon Park, that'd be nice to meet up with you there one day next week. Always afternoons at the moment, because I'm in class till about 12 o'clock every day. It'd be good. It'd be really nice. Oh, you know, Thomas, I was just walking about. I went for a walk all in the streets around where you live. It's pretty amazing, the amount of little gardens everywhere. Communion gardens. There's communal gardens everywhere. And they're really cute as well. I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow, take some pictures of them. And there's places for us to all grow food as a community, you know, which will, you know, may happen. May happen, meaning we may need to do that kind of stuff, really, especially with the state of the food that we are receiving currently. However, again, with Krishna, you know, we're sheltered by practically everything. Every direction we are meant to go, like with the eating and with the meeting new people and sharing the Lord, you know, just sharing the Lord, just getting together with whoever you meet and sharing the Lord. And this is what Srila Gaura Hari Das has created the space for the Lord to grow, to leave the strength of the illusion, to bring about the strength of God within us, and be pushed, be led by that frequency. And in order to do that, we have to learn to surrender. We're so surrendered to our parents when we're young. See if you can remember that. You know, how we just, mommy and daddy, and yeah, I wasn't actually, from a very young age. And but I get that when we are children, we're fearful and scared, but we act out and we're irresponsible and naughty and mean and unkind and all of those things that we grow out of, but we don't. We just hide them. We just know that in order to live in this illusionary world, we have to be a certain way. Otherwise, we're not accepted. Hare Krishna to you, Mary. Hare Krishna. I hope you're okay. I was going to text you and ask you how you was. Thank you for my flowers. Are they? I don't know which ones they are though, because they're just white there. Anyway, let's have a look on Facebook. Ah, red roses. Yes. I'm certainly a rose in the bouquet of our Sangha. I'm certainly a rose within, because we have this huge bouquet. Our Sangha is a bouquet emanating the smell of the Lord, the beauty of the Lord, the wealth of the Lord, the taste of the Lord, the feeling of the Lord, speaking the Lord as well, again and again and again. So what else was I saying? I forgot now. Hare Krishna, it doesn't matter, because it's all about God. Maharaj was talking about Tony Robinson going from one direction to another, and also being on an agenda. I think, yeah, being spontaneous and having agenda creates blocks. Definitely no spontaneity. Maybe a little part of his it was like that with some speakers. They'll have a little part for the audience to speak. Other than that, there's not much spontaneity at all. Here we have so much openings because we have so many clearings. There's so much clearing, and this is eternal intelligence that we can use constantly, even when we're in the midst of the illusion. Quickly our intelligence will kick in and we can transcend it and realize we were falling for the illusion again. They're just tests, to see where we actually are. And Mary saying, I'm okay, but tripping through life, sometimes it is a huge trip, this life. But as we let go of our modes, it makes a space, because if we keep playing with the modes, then we get a reaction back. So whatever, like I said, whenever we're playing with the illusion, we are gonna get a reaction back, and we need to take responsibility of that. Usually we don't even see them, we hide them. Gabriel, Hare Krishna. I was going to text you actually. Thank you for joining. Thank you. So we need to kind of take responsibility and questioning, writing statements, inconclusive or not. If we can be ourselves within Haribo, to you, Gabriel, if we can be ourselves, with the bona fide spiritual master, actually in the class for everybody, because it's beneficial for all of us. It helps to release all of that tightness. It helps to release the inconclusiveness. It helps to release our clutches, or shall I say our chains, to inconclusiveness, actually, yes, to concepts, inconclusive concepts and inconclusive theories that we have built our illusionary self upon, which there is no solid foundation there at all, and we will fall. And people do fall really drastically at times as well. And we have Rosie. Oh my God, it's Rosie. Salam alaikum to you, sister. Wow, what a surprise. What a surprise. Rosie's my friend from a long time. Okay. She with her creator Allah. There's only one God, and I'm talking about the beauty of God. I'm not gonna this isn't religion, Rosie. This is absolute truth. This is the word of God and what God was saying. There's no rules or regulations here that in order to know God, you have to do this and this and this and this. In order to know God, truly, from people who know God, we let go of things ourselves. The Lord lets go of things ourselves. The Lord puts us into some kind of routine. The Lord gives us some kind of practice as to follow in order to learn more about him. It's not the same practices all the time, because we become numb to practices. They become just like a rigmarole. We just do them, and once we've done them, we feel great. Like with chanting, chanting the 16 rounds. Oh, I've been a terrible person and all of this stuff, and I've done this and I've chanted my 16 rounds and now I feel good. And all those things that I did, they've all gone. Well, no, not really. You're just in the mode of goodness. All of those things that you've done that maybe, which is playing with this illusion, are going to come back and hit you if you don't take responsibility for your actions. And here we are strengthened by taking responsibility for our actions, and more so and more so and more so. Wow. Yes. Jai Allah. Okay, so we have Tarun saying, don't trip over your just change the meaning of them. That's sincerity. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Rosie saying, hello, Tali. It's Ramadan. My sister has passed away. Oh dear. Back her Back her creator, please pray. I don't know if she is, actually. I don't really know. But yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I know that you will be upset. I pray for you, actually. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And here as well, in the unconditional frequency of pure love of God, one can really truly relax. One can really truly let go. One can truly really understand who they are when they are whatever they're going through. I've been through so much from the beginning of this year to now. I would never get through it if I didn't have this solid relationship with God, where I can come and be with people who have a relationship with God and who are lifted by God all the time, and who are truly able to be themselves, not who they are with this illusionary world, who they were built, who they were created by Lord himself, a unique, authentic, individual personality, which we will always be, because we cannot merge with God, because we are unique, individual, authentic personalities who have a relationship with the Lord. And we just keep building that and building that and building that. And building that. Whew, I'm getting really, really hot. I'm going to read, because I'm going to read from the Chaitanya Bhagavat. And we'll read from where we left off. So I'm on chapter 12 of the Adi Leela, which is the first part of the Lord's life. So we're going to chant from there. All glories to my spiritual master, my spiritual guide, to everyone's well-wisher, to everyone's true friend, to everyone's real spiritual mother and father residing on this earth. You don't have to believe me. All you have to do is come and listen. Come to story time every day, where we relax and receive the Lord. Relax the tightness of this illusion so we can let go of all of those illusionary connections and receive the Lord. Thank you to Srila Guru Haridas for making that possible, for making the temple in the heart possible, for cleaning out the temple so finely again and again, constantly, for allowing room for the Lord by breaking and extinguishing those illusionary connections, pushing them out, allowing the Lord to grow, allowing the light of the Lord to stay on in whatever happens. Not learning it up here, but learning it truly through experience from the heart, so it is solid and stable and real for myself and others, so they too can reflect the Lord as well. Because that's what we're here for. We are part and parcel of the Lord, to reflect the Lord. And Srila Guru Haridas makes that space available for us to be able to do that. That is what he does. He's there with this polished heart that reflects the Lord in all directions to all who come to listen. So thank you to Srila Guru Haridas for your constant service. Thank you for believing in me, for looking over my offenses, for allowing me to grow and let go of my offensive behavior, of my offensive words, of my inconclusiveness, which is not God, to be able to become real, be real, speak reality, live reality, hear reality, be touched by reality, be touched by God. Srila Guru Haridas has made that available again and again and again. It's just for us to realize, have we had enough? Do we want to play with Do we want to play with the illusion? And the thing about it is, the more we have of the Lord, we can play with the illusion more. But we're sheltered because we see deeper. We just don't see the superficial level of the illusion, Maharaj. We have jumped in to the illusion and gone past the illusion, holding the hand of the Lord through Srila Gora Haridas. We are holding on to something. It does not matter. The something is God himself. We are not just left by ourselves and being smacked around by Maya, by the illusion. She's really good at that. All glories to you, Srila Gora Haridas, for what you are bringing to us. Thank you for showing me patience. I need more patience, more patience to allow the stories to play out so I don't get bound in the illusion and I rise to reality every time and stay in that place more and more. I was going to say purer, but I don't think that's right. But to rise, to be deeper in relationship with the Lord. He's pure. The Lord is pure and clean and pure and real. And we are made from that. We are made from that potency. Live from that potency because it's in us, instead of the illusionary potency, which is just staying on the superficial level of everything, which is external service, just staying superficially, worshiping the Lord. We don't get to know anything. We're just bound by the illusion. Srila Gora Haridas allows us to jump in and take what we need, take the jewels that we need to move on, to leave this behind and move on and go closer to our Lord himself. Just get purified of the clutches, the connections that we've made with this illusion. The bona fide spiritual master will extinguish those. This is my experience. I'm not talking from a book. Okay. Truly say reacting is purification now. You're purified. You learned well. Yeah. One is less, one is proactive instead of just reacting, because somebody can trigger you. Somebody can trigger you. You can be going along and somebody can trigger you. And that's why a lot of people are not able to listen to Maharaj, because they get triggered again and again and again because they're full of the illusion. When being triggered is great, the illusion is coming to the surface. The illusion wants to be let go of, especially here in this spiritual potency. The mercy that we're receiving wants us to let go. So Maharaj is the huge mirror for us to see ourselves. When we see Maharaj and we don't like it, we're seeing ourselves. It's you. But here Maharaj does not take offense. And we can realize our own offenses by speaking our offenses. We can realize them. And yes, more purified on this solid foundation that Maharaj has brought here for us. And now other devotees are bringing them here. I don't just have to react. I have a space that zooms back, that realizes that's my trigger. That's my trigger. This person has not put my trigger in me. It's my trigger that's come up and I'm reacting, because the false ego wants you to hide that trigger. Because you can't be doing that because you're not accepted. So you're going to hide that trigger until somebody else triggers it. So triggers are a great thing. Triggers are a blessing. It's just the way you deal with them. Are you going to deal with them the way you did when you was a little child and you was in the clutches of your parents who supported you and took responsibility for you, helped you grow? They weren't grown. So they couldn't help us grow. Here we need to be able to release all of those things that have been hiding down, deep down within us. And it's okay. It's purification. Speaking and talking and being able to come to this safe house. Maharaj calls it a safe house. He calls it this safe house, so we can come there and learn to be safe by realizing what we're speaking is inconclusive, and it's not safety. It's not safety, but it's okay, because we realize here simultaneously that we have been speaking inconclusiveness, and that is not going to hold us. So simultaneously, we're purifying here by clearing out as well. Tarun is saying pro-acting is needed. Gotta be a pro. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay. Well, glories to Maharaj. Absolutely. Because he's maintaining our relationships with the Lord. He's been given the greatest wealth, which is a deep, confidential relationship with God himself, who is the greatest wealth, who is the wealth that we can take with us, who is our only true inheritance. Srila Gaura Haridas has made that possible, is making that possible. Not only for him, firstly, for himself, and then for anyone who wants to share and get on board Srila Gaura Hari's arc. Srila Gaura Haridas's eternal arc, for everyone and anyone. Tarun is saying, be safe, take your safe and effective jab. Yeah, take your safe and effective eternal jab of the vibration of conclusive truth, of the vibration. Be jabbed by the vibration of pure bhakti. That is the ultimate virus, is to receive this virus, this transcendental virus of pure love of God from somebody who has it, instead of picking up a virus from somebody who has it because you just walked past them. And yes, Maharaj can do that. You know, we can do that. We can give out the vibration of the Lord, and people can receive it. They'll get something. So yeah, come and get jabbed by the frequency, the constant jabbing. We're constantly being jabbed here by conclusive truth, constantly being filled with new realizations and new revelations of the Lord, and drown out this material virus to receive the ultimate eternal virus of pure love of God. Pass it on. Affect other people with it. Claws. Oh God, I don't know what that science just reminded me of. Santa Claus. Claus shrub is making it possible. What he's doing, Tarun, Claus shrub loves you too. He might do in his own way. I don't see how pure it is. But he might do it some way. But I see what they're doing. Karuna used to talk about it all the time. He used to go on about how, they're just trying to help everybody. They're just trying to make it a better place. Yeah, make it better for them. And in order to make it better for them, they need to kill a lot of people. It's not for them to choose who can live or die. And playing like that, playing with people's lives like that, treating us like, not even ants, cattle, ants, treat us like ants. They could just step on us and people are dead, and that's it. And but yes, they use every part of us as much as they can, sucking that energy out of us, and it's usually the energy of fear that they put upon all of us, in order to put fear upon all of us, so they can live in this elite way, a temporary elite way, but it's without God. It's inconclusive, and they will pay for what they pay with karma, the reactions of their actions of playing with the illusionary energy. Prove real love. He doesn't know. I don't think he knows real love at all, actually. He knows the love of money. He knows the love of power. He knows that he can, he knows his love for controlling. He knows his love for killing. and destroying people's lives. Okay, so Tarun is saying, eternally download yourself into a neutral link. Let the AI be your safe space. Well, you know, it is for most people. But with God, you can use it. You can use AI. You can use that space because they've created that space of AI everywhere. But we're sheltered by the Lord. I get some great things sent to me by AI. Use all our experiences deeply, not superficially, deeply. And we can get past the way they think AI. Krishna's in the AI. Krishna is in the internet. Krishna's everywhere. As we go deeper into the internet. We go deeper into Facebook. We go deeper into these apps. I found, since I've gone through more purification, things that have been on the internet that I've been using for years now, 5 years mainly, really deeply, have opened up. There's been new doors opened up here as well. There's doors opened up within me. The main door has opened many doors within one's heart, and it's led new things to come my way that I've never been able to realize. Keeping it real, meaning keeping one's focus upon the Lord truly. Well, whatever we do, He helps us, and it's getting more and more. So yes, all glory to Srila Guru Haridas. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Shri Advaita Chandra. Jai Agura Bhakta. So we're reading from the first part of the Lord's life. It's the Adi Leela, Adi Kanda actually, and it's chapter 12. It's Nimai Wonders. Nimai is the Lord's young name when he was a baby. Nimai wanders throughout Navadvip. Jai Shri Guru Haridas. Okay. I was just going to say, you know, what Carl's shrubs, I'm going to call him shrubs, is doing is a reflection of what the Lord is doing. Whereas the Lord is creating absolute truth is where we're from. We're not from this lower, I'm going to say it, this lower level of consciousness, this dark consciousness, this consciousness where we're here to live with the Lord. Otherwise we are falling down in deep dungeons all the time. With the Lord, the light is turned on and we can see. Without the Lord, we are continuously in the illusion. And why did I say that? I forgot. I don't know. Tarun is saying, choose your programming. Where it's conclusive, all beast, because all best, is that supposed to be best? Because it says beast, because it's all Krishna's energy. So Maharaj was on about that today, and I'm not going to go too much into that. Yes, it is all Krishna's energy, but there's different platforms of Krishna's energy. Maya Devi works for Krishna, and all the karma that we receive, if we know it or we don't, is there to help us go closer to Krishna. We may play with the illusion, but still our karma is to take us to God. We can use our karma to take us closer to the Lord. We can use our karma on what we're going to, the energy that we're going to receive from however we've been playing with this illusion. We can use it to go closer to the Lord, because it will tell us about ourselves. It will tell us how we are, how tight we are with the illusion, how much we are playing with the illusion. It will show us all of those things, and we can use it to let go. Our karma is a great thing, actually, because it shows us whatever we do, we're going to play with this illusion, we're going to get something. But that will simultaneously help us grow and take us to the Lord and take us out of this, only if we have a bona fide spiritual master who will help us realize that, because we're going deeper. We're going deeper than just the superficial karma because of the illusion. We're going deeper into our understanding. My experience has been, I have been able, I've had so much karma, been able to use it always for my relationship with Krishna, with the spiritual potency, the eternal potency. Tarun is saying, get Bitcoin so you can be free. I know now that you're just taking the piss now, Tarun. I've been using Bitcoin for about 3 years now, but Maharaj has made it easier, and now I can learn it slowly, and I learn it with the help of the Lord. When I listen to a video, I go, Krishna, you listen and tell me. As I listen, I don't understand it. I get free money anyway at the moment because of benefits. You have to jump through hoops in order to receive those benefits. But for me, what to do? What else can I do? Don't you? We'll lose it all. Oh, we're doing it, Thomas. We're doing it with Srila Guru Haridas, and we're learning it. And Bitcoin, if you actually, I'll try and send you a video, Thomas. It's actually not for making money, and we've got loads of money and you haven't. It's more about becoming sovereign. It's more about becoming free from this illusion, really. It's more about helping others become sovereign. It's set up to take away the control of the banks. Just watch what's going to happen in this year. Bitcoin has had bad press. Don't read that press. Go to people who are extremely experienced in what they're talking about, and speak to them. The press, the media is bound by the banks, and the banks are bound by the media. Yeah, hey Karuna. But by the media. So they work together. So they are going to create a media that's going to, Radha is queen. Okay. I said I was going to read, so I'm going to read now. Put all into Bitcoin and become free. I think that's a bit misleading there, Tarun, because unless we know how it works, really, it can be a bit scary. I mean, I tried quite a few things with Karuna, and I feel better about doing it this time because I could take my money out of the banks and put it in a ledger, and that's what I want to do, really. So we're going to be doing that. And you know what? Just do these things slowly, as much as you can. Too up and down. Yeah, I understand. I understand how you feel, Thomas. But it's the knowledge that we're learning through experience. I know it is volatile, but there are different coins, and I've been watching these really great videos that my spiritual master has been posting, and they're TikTok videos, which is amazing because they're short videos, they're straight to the point. They've taken out all the other and you can watch them again and again. You can listen to them again and again and again and really understand what everyday people who are doing this for the benefit, obviously, yes, themselves, but for others as well. That kind of experience, and that kind of transcends all the volatileness or the people out there who are just for themselves, who just want lots of money. That people who want money create the volatileness. Yeah, Bitcoin is not stable at the moment. I get that, but there are some coins that are stable, and so I have one task to do this weekend, and that is to buy a ledger. So I'm going to be doing that. That's I'm doing it slowly, so I enjoy it. I'm not doing it so I'm stressed out and I'm anxious about it. Read the chit. So don't even have to read the chit there. Karuna Maharaj has put extremely brilliant videos from TikTok, all different videos. I have another, Krishna, I need your help to understanding the charts. So I'm trying to understand the charts at the moment. Okay. Jai Shila Gora Haridas. The Chaitanya Bhagavat, the Chaitanya Bhagavat is page 137. Adi Kunda chapter 12. Nimai wanders throughout Navadvip. Okay. All glories to the Supreme Personality of oh Godhead, Sri Gaurasundra. All glories to the servants who eternally accompany the Supreme Lord. Nimai was fully engaged in performing his transcendental pastimes as a scholar in Navadvip. Always with a book in his hand, he went about Navadvip challenging all the scholars and teachers to debate on practically any subject matter. And that actually reminds me of Maharaj, the way he's always inviting the gurus to come and debate with him, or just commune with him and let's speak about the Lord. But like he said, they can't afford to, because they're hiding so many things. They're hiding shame and embarrassment and pride, and I'm it, and I'm worshipped, and I'm all of material humbleness, material knowledge, because they don't really have this intimate, deep relationship with the Lord. If they did, they would feel it here. They would want to come here more and more. They would want to spend time with their beloved more and more. They would be on that frequency of the Lord within, alive, and they would be attracted to where the Lord is residing. They would come this way and they would stay, because a lot of people are led, but they don't stay because they get triggered. They are deluded by their triggers and do not have conclusive understanding what their triggers are, what their triggers are doing for them. Thank you, Thomas. I will see you next week, hopefully, in Vernon Park. Good luck with it. Thank you. Taking it slowly. Yeah. So what was I saying? I forgot. So I shouldn't really. I'm sorry, Karuna. I changed my focus and I came out. But actually, Maharaj is doing that. He wants to speak with these people who think they know Krishna, people Vaidis, or anybody actually who are in a form of authority, to give them conclusive truth and show them, that they don't know the Lord and they just love power, and that's it. So Krunas, hello, one pointed. Okay. Well, yeah, that's it. Actually, I see how I can get distracted, but it's okay because I'm still speaking about God, and also I can go back to my point. So yes, Maharaj, he wants people of authority, people where there's authority, where there's lots of people, where he can go and he can give the mercy of God. That's it. Now it's about just sharing the mercy, and people will automatically transform, because they will transcend the illusion. They will transcend their connections with the illusion, and they will transform slowly and slowly. And yes, then we can build a relationship with the Lord. Then we can say we have a relationship and we are led by we surrendering to the Lord. We have a deeper relationship now with the Lord. And then we can show others as well. We cannot give what we don't have. People are just missing the Lord, and they're pretending to show the Lord. It is such an illusion. They've had people deluded for lifetimes and lifetimes. No more. That is stopping now. Tarun is saying conclusive triggers gives me great authorization. Your relationship, what do you feel with Radha? I feel so much compassion when I think about Radha. I feel so much love. I feel I feel many emotions when I think about her, and when I read Radha Rasudanidi especially. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this. It's just like 550 years ago, the way Maharaj. The only difference is Maharaj isn't able to speak to other devotees. Maharaj isn't invited to where devotees are to be able to share the potency of the Lord. It must not be time yet. That's what I feel. People are not ready. It doesn't seem like Kali Yuga is that bad yet, where they will be screaming out for the Lord because suffering is there. Actually, inside is people are in those connections so much. The only thing that they can do is scream out for the Lord. And when that time comes, and it is coming, because there are many Christians I've seen on TikTok, for me anyway, and I know it's different for everyone. People are praying and praying and praying and praying. It makes me laugh though, because they're saying that Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming for us. He's here every day. He walks within my heart every day. I feel that. I feel his love. I feel his presence. And it's probably because he's been in my life all my life. Well, up here and now down here. Tarun is saying, what's yours? Screening for a neutral link, more like it. Yeah. Having, Krishna is our, neutral link. He is the only new connection that we need because he is, I suppose he's neutral in a way, but it depends how you see it, because he's not neutral with this illusion. He's not going to be he doesn't want his children playing in this illusion for much longer. That's why Prabhupada wrote the second path. It's so much faster. The first one is a beginning and so much slower. Why don't people ask that question? Why did he write that path? If they love Prabhupada so much and they read his books, are they really reading them? Because when you read them by yourselves without the Lord alive in your heart, you don't get the depth of their meaning. You're not able to relate what they mean in what's happening right now, because what's happening right now was happening when they were written as well. It's just in a different way. That's all, in a different time. So Tarun is saying, screening for the next tech. Neutral link, I meant to say brain stuff. Well, our whatever we need to do, we just need to get out. Our minds are not neutral. Our minds, have been created in a way where they want to be good. They're more individual and for themselves and for my, and not that. So we want to get out of our minds and be in the Lord's mind. Be open to that, because our minds, we've been taught inconclusive knowledge, inconclusive conceptions and ideas and realizations, things that have temporarily helped us that no longer help us. We have just learned all of those things, whereas we don't learn spiritual knowledge. We are given it, and we are told it by God himself. He tells us this. That's why it's so powerful, because he tells us himself, and we are connected to that. We're addicted to that relationship of the Lord speaking to us daily, on a daily basis, and actually guiding us. Like I said, it's a different game, more. It's a different game, where we can play, because we have the maker of the game holding our hand through us playing this game. And yeah, okay. Brain circuits. I just know that, with whatever we focus on, Tarun, It builds this, I think they're called nephrons, these connections, these small connections in our brain, and a lot of them are built on the illusion, they're so tight in us. That's why we need to loosen ourselves by relaxing and resting and relaxing and sitting down and listening, allowing the spiritual potency of God, his story, be projected on our hearts, because our minds are riddled by this illusion. And we go in all directions in the mind, and it's all riddled with illusion. We will always fall down. The Lord's compassion is not in this individual mind. The pure love of the Lord is not in this mind. It's held together with so many conceptions, so many ideas, everything practically illusion, really. So we need to just come away from that individual mind. And I'm not saying we do all of it. Once we get into the Lord's mind, there's room for everything. There's space and room, and we can receive him more. There's no blocks. The blocks are moved out the way. This is a great block to learn about Radharani as well. A great block to learn about reality itself. Nephron link from Elon Musk. You know he's making a brain link crazy shit. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to leave you guys to talk about Elon Musk and quas, shrubs, because he's a big shrub, because he's going to keep dying. Well, I know who he is, and you know who he is, there, Karuna, and he's doing really well. So, jack me in. There you go. Okay, so I'm just talking about how Maharaj has been going around the world, sharing absolute knowledge, speaking conclusive truth every single day for the God knows 30 years, I'd say, every single day, if people were coming or not. His payment was the payment of receiving a deeper relationship with God himself, being in the heart of God, being in the mind of God. That means everything, no end or beginning. Keep going on our eternal path now. Srila Gaura Hari Das has been going that, challenging people, debating with people. Today Maharaj is owning up to being a provocateur. Yeah, he's gonna jab you. He's gonna jab you to loosen you up, so you can let go of your tight concepts, illusionary concepts, material concepts. And he's just gonna do that. Shrub. Okay, sorry for interrupting your class. It's all right. I know you're in a certain mood today, Tarun, and it's okay. I've been through them again. Did you hear what Maharaj said about me earlier? I was a pain in the ass. He said I was a pain in the ass. And I bloody well was, but it wasn't me. It was my false ego that kept showing itself. It kept showing itself, not only to you guys, but to me as well. Showing itself, showing the workings of its bullshit, of its inconclusiveness, of its lies, of its manipulations, of its shortfalls, of its darkness, its embarrassments and shame, of its pride, and all of those things. So it could be let go of, so the Lord could stamp it out, so I could surrender to the Lord, stamping out, purifying me of the illusion, breaking my connections, and allowing me to sit with him. Because of being purified more, sit with the Lord, and being purified more, surrendering more, means the Lord knows that you're being who he created you to be. He knows that you are sincere in your devotional service to his devotee, to him, He'll reveal more to you. If we keep playing about with this illusion and we don't realize how much we do, we won't realize our beloved. We won't realize the empowerment that we receive with our connection with the Lord as he reveals himself to us more and more and more, revealing again and again. It keeps us nourished, keeps us vitalized, keeps us inspired, keeps us standing tall, helps us rise every time, helps us transcend every single time. Maharaj going around the world trying to debate and trying to, just speaking absolute truth and sharing that mercy has purified people, even if they know it or not, has helped them in a deeper connection with the Lord, even if they know it or not. So many things happened to me at the beginning. I didn't even realize, and now I realize, even from the beginning of receiving the mercy of the spiritual potency, the mercy, the eternal mercy pouring upon us, coming through a devotee, and that's the only way it can happen, is to come through a confidential devotee of the Lord and emanate to us as we listen. As we listen, it just comes to us. Otherwise, we have no shelter, and it's just this illusionary world that emanates to us. And it doesn't emanate, it covers our heart. It puts our heart in chains. It puts blocks all around our hearts. It puts anxiety and stress. It just puts material energy. And we can't even get to our hearts. People's hearts are closed. No wonder everybody is up here in their mind. No wonder everybody is living in their mind. They don't have the energy or the strength to be able to come to their hearts. With the bona fide spiritual master, that is what has happened. The halfway has to be able to have the strength to be able to allow oneself to let go of all of that hardness, all of that fear and anxiety and stress, all of those chains around the heart, that rope, that poison that we've put there because we've taken it on board and then we've given it to others. Maharaj has made that space. He's built that city upon this world with his family and friends now. The city of absolute truth, the spiritual potency has arrived here for us to just be able to bathe in. Just simply bathe. Just simply rest in. Just simply, when you come home sometimes and you've had a, stressful day, all these things come out. You let it out and you feel free and you can go back to work the next day. It's similar, the same, similar here. We go through, our purification comes up to the surface. We speak it. We realize it's bullshit. We let it go. We get closer to the Lord. We do it again and we do it again. And we stop being a pain in the ass and being someone who is sincere in absolute truth and wants it to build one's relationship with the Lord, for the Lord to give his mercy to others. So just to be a vessel and his friend, a vessel and his friend, it works really well when we come in the right way, when we line up in the right way. And I don't mean lining up like a queue here in the world. When we line up here, we're all at the front. It just depends on us individually, how much we want the Lord, how much we've had enough of this illusion, how much we want to have that eternal, ultimate relationship. Once we know our priority beyond all other priorities, the Lord knows our sincerity. He knows he knows our position and where we are in this halfway house of the illusion of our life with the Lord, our pure love for him. And it happens simultaneously. Truna saying, bath your brain in the holy name. Brilliant. You're getting there. Hip-hop star, transcendental hip-hop star we have. As pain get nerve chain. I don't know that one. Ask pain, get Novocaine. Novocaine. Okay. So I've only read the first paragraph, actually. So I'm going to read it again. I'm not going to read anything else. And I've been here for an hour and a half. And actually, I think I'll stop now. Thank you very much. It's really nice that Rosie got in touch with me. I will get in touch with her, that she came. Wow. I've known this lady for about 20 years, and she's working at the unit that I dialyze at. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you to Tarun. I know things have been happening today for you, but it's great movement. However, it's great movement. And the other stuff that I spoke to you about, I'll try and sort that out. It's not happening right now. Can you read one page? Just one. Okay, I'll read this whole page, but I'm not promising. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Krishna, we need to do what Tarun says. Okay. I was trying to find where I was. Okay. He went about Navadvip challenging all the scholars and teachers to debate on practically any subject matter. But no one could meet his challenge. Nobody meets Maharaj's challenges. Yet he regarded acclaimed teachers only. 1 minute. Where am I? Okay. The Lord was supposed to have reached only the study of grammar. Was that? I can't read it, Tarun. Okay. The Lord was supposed to have taught only the study of grammar, yet he regarded acclaimed. Right. Acclaimed. Okay. Yet he only regarded acclaimed and I can't read what's going on. Okay. He was a self-satisfied scholar and went about Navadvip with his disciples and students, who were very fortunate by his association. One day, he quite unexpectedly met Mukunda on the road. Catching him by his hand, the Lord demanded, what is your reason for avoiding me and turning away when you see me? Today, let me see how you escape without answering my questions. How am I going to defend him today? How am I going to defeat him today? Thought Mukunda. I know that he is well versed in grammar, so I shall question him on alankara, figures of speech, and defeat him so thoroughly that he will never boast to me again. The debate began, and they piled each other with questions. The Lord defeated each of Mukunda's explanations. Then Mukunda suggested, grammar is for small children. Only young students discuss these subjects. Rather, we should discuss figures of speech. Whatever you wish, replied Nimai. Mukunda quoted difficult and lofty slokas, one after the other, asking questions on different aspects of the figures of speech. The omnipotent Supreme Lord pointed out mistakes in every one of his compositions and smashed all his arguments. Mukunda was unable to establish any new points. Today, return to your house, and please study your books properly, said the Lord smilingly. Tomorrow, if you wish, I will put you through the test again. Mukunda took the dust. So I have read one page for you. That's it. Just finish this. Took the dust from the Lord's lotus feet and left thinking about this wonderful incident. And you know, this is what happens in class. You know, things happen. We say things, and Maharaj will say always conclusive things that kind of override what we are saying. And if our false ego is very strong, you know, it won't accept what Maharaj is saying. It's because the false ego hasn't surrendered enough of itself. But it's surrendering, because you know, you keep coming back, Tarun. I'm coming back. Everybody who's been here is coming back again and again, and more and more and more. Even the ones that hide behind the scenes are coming back, and things are getting clearer to see. So I'm glad you actually asked me to read that. I have something in my throat which is sore. Reading slowly, it actually helps the pain, actually. You're welcome, Tarun. Thank you very much. Thank you to Judy. Thank you to Thomas Naylor, who's been a really nice friend who loves Jesus. And thank you to Mary, who's tripping on this world. When we trip with the Lord holding us, you know, as we walk with him, as we experience our life with him, we feel, because we're feeling his presence, we do see him. You know, we smell his aroma, we taste his juice, we taste his sweetness, we feel the comfort of his eternal, pure, unconditional love, which helps us rest and relax to be able to see him more. It frees up those connections with the illusions to just have the ultimate connection of our Lord. So thank you to Karuna, who was here to throw me off, which is what he's really good at doing. But whilst he's throwing me off, he throws himself off. He doesn't realize that. But yeah, I'd like to do a class on Radharani. I haven't done that for a while. You wrote here, volatile vomit. You're really funny, you know, Tarun. You're really funny. So thank you very much. All glory to Srila Gaura Haridas. And my voice is slowing down because there's pain in my throat. Thank you so much. I haven't got you all. Tarun is saying something else now. Jesus, our only locust beans, was a great Vaishnava. He followed all the rules. Jesus is, okay, Radha Ras. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Glory to Srila Gaura Haridas. Thank you very much. Without the Ras, well, it's so much better with the Ras. Hare Krishna. Bye bye.